What is up, guys? So in the past few years, I've completely transformed my life. I used to be so insecure, so unconfident. I really just felt disgusted with who I was, but I always wanted to be this like masculine, heroic man who was disciplined, who was the best version of himself, who was addicted to self-improvement. And I've become that man over the past few years of just going from the dude whose main focus was playing video games, eating whatever he wanted for taste, not really having any discipline or any self-belief or any self-trust, but having these big goals. And there's been one thing that's bridged that gap from wanting it to actually living it. And that one thing is consistency. Consistency is my best skill. I don't miss. For the past 300, I think today was day 326, I've done 50 morning push-ups, which is just a random thing I decided to commit to last summer, and I've been doing it every single day. That's just a small thing that doesn't really contribute to any of my goals, but it's just proof that when I set a commitment to myself, I fulfill it. And I understand consistency down to a science. I track my food every day. I train every single day. I make content for my business. I work with my clients. I take calls. I do everything that's required of me every single day, and I never miss. And this isn't to say I'm perfect. This isn't to say I'm the best version of myself, but I do what's required each and every day. And it's that consistency that allows me to win. It's that consistency that allows me to outlast all of my competition. So in this video, I'm going to teach you exactly how I developed it this much. Consistency is my best skill. It's my best trait. I'm extremely consistent. I never miss. I train every single day. I track my food. I do the most to get to my goal each and every day. I do what's required. That's a better way to say it, because I'm not my best self every single day. I'm far from perfect. But the reason I'm able to make such exceptionally fast progress towards my dream life is because I'm extremely consistent, and I'm cool with not being perfect. I just make it a priority to show up every single day. And that's why I'm able to beat my competition, even if they started out with better genetics than me, better luck, better opportunities. I beat them every single time because I show up and they're focused on being perfect or being their best selves or just indulging in the gratification that they delayed in the past. I make it a priority to show up every single day because I believe I'm a consistent person. It's part of my identity. Now, the reason or the explanation behind how I built the Unbreakable consistency is because I attached the benefit of doing the task to my identity, which I'm going to explain to you in a second. But the benefit of doing the task, right? You have the task. Let's say the task is tracking your food every single day. You want to become consistent at tracking your food every single day. The result, there's three things. There's the task, there's the result, and there's the benefit. The task is tracking your food. The result is you get in better shape. The benefit is you walk around with more confidence. You feel good taking your shirt off at the beach. I started attaching being in shape, being confident, taking my shirt off at the beach to my identity, and that's why I'm able to be so consistent at the task, because it's attached. It generates the result, which causes the benefit, right? And if you're a little confused, I'll show you a diagram in a second. Now, the truth is, the former version of myself was actually extremely consistent as well, but he was consistent at the wrong things. And this is what I see with a lot of people. They think they're inconsistent as a person, but they're inconsistent with the system they have or the daily routine they have. They're inconsistent with the things they want to get down as habits, but they're consistent in general. They're consistently doing the wrong things. Like back when I was out of shape, this former version of me, he was consistently eating bad food. He was consistently eating pizza. He was consistently eating candy. He was consistently playing video games. He was consistently watching YouTube, scrolling on his phone. He was consistent. He was a consistent person, but he was consistent with the wrong things, which is why my life was so painful. Now, the cool thing is your brain actually hates inconsistency between your actions and your self-image. Your brain hates it when you do things that you don't associate with. Let's say, and I'll give you an example. Let's say you're the type of person that you don't really go out and splurge a bunch of money. But one day, for whatever reason, you got a bunch of motivation or a bunch of excitement and you went out and you spent, I don't know, $500 on a pair of shoes or some designer high quality wallet. It starts to feel weird. If you've ever done that, you feel like this rejection inside. If you're the type of person, you always are pretty smart with your money. One day you go and buy a 600 pair of shoes. You're like, you don't feel like yourself. You're like kind of guilty. You're trying to kind of convince yourself that this is the right decision because your brain hates it when you're inconsistent with the things you're doing every single day and who you believe you are, who you think your identity is. And this is because we all live a self-fulfilling prophecy. This is a diagram of what a self-fulfilling prophecy is, and this is truly what an identity is made of. Your beliefs, your identity, influences the actions you take every single day because you're always going to act in accordance with what you believe. And the actions you take create your reality. And then the reality that is, you live in, it just reinforces the beliefs you have. So it creates this endless loop. I'll give you an example. Let's say I identify as somebody who's overweight. My actions are going to be in accordance. I'm going to act as somebody who's overweight would. I'm not going to work out. I'm not going to exercise. I'm not going to really try. I'm going to choose the foods that taste good over the foods that are best for my health or best for my fitness or best for my physique. And then what's my reality now? Now that I'm eating all these junk foods and I'm not working out, well, I'm going to be overweight. And then when I look in the mirror, that only reinforces the belief I had about myself. I'm only going to look in the mirror and be like, I was right. I am out of shape. I am overweight. So it creates this endless loop. But you can fix this not by some little brain hack where you look at yourself in the mirror and you yell a bunch of kind words and your identity shifts. An identity shift is one of the hardest things a human being can do. But it is one of the most powerful things you can do, and it is the key to changing your life and becoming unrecognizable. I mean, think about it. Unrecognizable. It only implies that an identity shift would have to take place. And now I'm going to break down exactly how you can shift your identity, shift your habits, because all of you watching this are extremely consistent, but this is how you become consistent at the right things. Now, this is what a habit feedback loop is, which I was just talking about. Remember, there's the task, there's the result, and there's the benefit or the positive emotion of the result, which is caused by, is generated by the habit or by the task, right? So let's say the task is tracking your food every single day. You track your food every single day. The result of tracking your food every single day and assuming you're eating in a calorie deficit or not just tracking McDonald's and candy, but tracking foods that are, I used the term tracking food as being diligent with your diet. So the task is tracking your food in MyFitnessPal every single day. The result of that is you lose body fat, you get in better shape, you get leaner, you can see ab definition, you can see your veins, you're more vascular, you're getting stronger, all these different things, right? Now, what's the benefit of that? You look at your mirror and you're no longer dissatisfied. You start waking up with excitement as opposed to waking up feeling irritated. You go about your day and people compliment you. People say, dude, you look healthy, you look in shape, what are you doing? People are asking you for advice, right? This is the positive emotion, and then eventually that the final step of the habit feedback loop is when the benefit gets tied back to the task, where you start feeling the positive emotion while you're doing the task. So while you're tracking the food, you start feeling the positive emotion from the benefit, from the result, from the task. Let me break it down. Let's say, for example, you want to get the habit down of hitting the gym. You want to become extremely consistent at hitting the gym each and every day. Now, there's 4 levels to this. There's level 1. This is the initial 1 to 3 months of your journey typically, where it's just going to the gym and working out. There's no results. There's no benefit. It's just pure discipline. You have no motivation. You're just going to the gym. You never want to go to the gym because you don't know why you're going to the gym. Your subconscious brain doesn't know why you're going to the gym because there's no difference. You're not seeing any benefit of going to the gym. And this is why identity shifting is so hard to do. This is also why all the New Year's resolutioners always give up, because they never can pass this level. They never get through this discipline-driven phase. They're always looking for the results, and when they don't see the results, they say, oh, it's not for me, right? But this is the phase where it's 100% reliant on discipline. Discipline is doing the things you have to do when you don't want to do them. And that's essentially 100% of the time when you're in this level. You never want to go to the gym, but you go in the gym. I remember when I was in this phase, back when I was skinny fat and weak and still undefined, I was leg pressing, and I was leg pressing so hard. I hit failure maybe 7 or 8 reps, and I was feeling the burn. I was feeling nauseous, feeling kind of lightheaded just because I was pushing so hard. And I looked at I looked next to me, and there was this dude who was squatting, and he was ripped. Like, he had a sick physique. And I was looking at him. He was wearing like a tank top, and just looking sick. Had like the vascularity, the definition. And I was looking at him, and he like wasn't even trying that hard. Like, he was squatting, but like I was like gassed. I was like about to throw up, and this dude's just squatting casually. And I was like, bro, this is so unfair. Like, this dude's not even pushing that hard, yet he has my dream physique, and I'm over here pushing harder than him, giving more effort, and I'm nowhere near where I want to be. That's a sign you're doing it right. And then you get into level 2, where you start to see the progress. This is where discipline becomes less reliant, because you're doing the task each and every day, but now you're seeing the progress. And this is powerful, because now you know that your efforts aren't in vain. That you know you're actually seeing a return on the investment of going to the gym each and every day. You're pushing hard and you're seeing the progress. Right now, you're not at the point where you're seeing the progress, people are complimenting you and whatnot, but you're going to the gym, you're looking in the mirror. I remember during this phase, this was when I was, looking in the mirror, doing my bicep curls, seeing my bicep veins, seeing my forearm veins. My jawline was looking leaner. I'm pushing heavier weight each and every time. I'm just overall looking better, and I start believing. I'm like, dude, this is actually working. That's basically the whole theme during this phase. It's like, bro, it's working. So because you're seeing some of the progress, discipline is less reliant. Now, more often than not, you're still gonna not want to go to the gym and still gonna have to use discipline as the thing that bridges the gap between not wanting to go and going. It's gonna be discipline. But you do want to go more than you did before, because you know it's working. Now, and this only increases your faith that you're going to get to your dream outcome. Now you get into level 3. I call this the heightened progress-driven phase, because now you're starting to see the benefits of the result from the task. So you go to the gym, you get in better shape, now you're just looking better, you're getting compliments, you're walking around with more confidence, you're walking around with your chest up, you're no longer having to pull on your shirt. So it's not only that you're feeling the positive emotion, but it's the fact that you're not feeling the negative emotion, which only adds to the benefit. It's like now you're not trying to avoid mirrors. You're kind of like looking forward to looking in the mirrors because you feel confident. You're like looking forward to see your progress. You're getting compliments. I remember during this phase, I was doing dumbbell bench, and I got up. I was at the gym. I got up and I had like a chest pump, and I was like popping my pecs a little bit, like I could finally like do that with my pecs. And this dude I knew just from my town, he came up to me and he's like, bro, are you on steroids? And he, by all means, like, he was joking. Like, he did not think I was on steroids. I was only like 160 pounds at 5'11", but I wasn't skinny fat anymore. I was defined and lean. So it's not like there was no truth to what he was saying. He was basically just saying, you've made a ton of progress. How are you doing it? Are you on steroids? And that positive feeling I felt from that only motivated me more to do the thing each and every day. And not only heightens the motivation, but in turn, it decreases the amount of discipline required during this phase, because now I know it's not only working, but I'm starting to feel a lot better about it working. And this is where discipline is only like 4 out of 10 times. More often than not, you actually want to go. And then you get into level 4, where you do the thing each and every day because it's who you are. Now, this is powerful. That language I just used, it's because it's who you are. I go to the gym now because it's who I am. I'm a fit person. I don't think I'm a fit person, or I hope I'll be a fit person. I am a fit person. I'm strong. I'm healthy. I'm capable. I'm lean. I'm defined. I have a great physique. These are all things I'm saying I am because it's part of my identity. But it wasn't from yelling affirmations or telling myself this in the mirror or writing down in a little journal. It was from action. It was from actually doing the hard thing, like the thing that required a lot of effort. And I do it every single day now because it's who I am. I train every single day because I want to go to because it's who I am. I am in shape. I go to the gym every single day and I want to. Because like I said, your brain hates being inconsistent between who you think you are and your actions. So I actually want to go to the gym every single day because I am a fit person. I am an avid gym goer, right? And this is when the positive emotion gets tied back to the task. Where while you're doing the task, you feel this. So it's like when I go to the gym and work out, it's like I feel so much better about it than I did before up here, because I've just become so accustomed to, going to the gym, seeing the results, seeing the benefit, that it's just like ingrained in my head now to do this thing, and I just feel good while I'm doing it. And that's why I made such a transformation. I went from this skinny, fat, undefined, insecure. Like, look at my face here. Look at how unconfident and just like scared I look. Look how, like, I remember I took this picture just because I felt like I looked terrible. My lips are chapped, I have acne, my haircut looks wild. I mean, my haircut looks pretty wild now, but that's just because I come on here like a madman and just provide a ton of value, and I don't really care too much right now. I'll take a shower after this. But now this is me now, right? I'm defined, I'm lean, I'm tan, I can wear a tank top and look good. I have shoulder veins, bicep veins, forearm veins, abs, pecs, I have my dream physique, I have the thing, and I do it now because it's who I am. Now, the reason discipline's still kind of reliant in this phase is because, we all have bad days. We all have days where our identity is, put into question. It's not like now I know exactly who I am, but I'm so much further than I used to be. Right? It's not like I have this concrete identity about myself that, it is never changing. It's perfect, right? It's improving, and that requires me to look at things, and because of that, that's why it requires discipline. That's why sometimes I don't want to go to the gym, or sometimes just my goal isn't enough to get me out of bed in the morning. But I'm a lot further along than I used to be, because this process has just been so ingrained, which is why I train 6 to 7 times a week. I stick to my diet. I hit 200 grams of protein each and every day. I get cardio a few times a week, and that's just for fitness. I'm super disciplined in my business. I work to grow a better lifestyle each and every day. I just hired my first employee. I post each and every day. I've been posting these YouTube videos more because I want to win. And it's because it's part of who I am at this point. It's part of who I remember when I started Better Lifestyle, it was the same thing. I had to get my name out there. I wanted people to know my story. I wanted to grow my coaching business. So I had to post. Initially, I didn't want to post. Posting is hard after a certain point. Initially, it's exciting, just like going to the gym. Initially, you have that motivation. And then I was posting like 4 videos a day, 4 Instagram reels a day. It's like week 1 or week 2. I'm like, dude, I just posted 56 times in the past 2 weeks. How am I going to come up with more video ideas? And look where we are now. I have like 1,900 videos on Instagram, 400 videos on YouTube. Like, it's because of this process. Now I get excited to post, because same thing with the gym. I posted when I didn't want to. Then a few posts started to get good, hundreds of thousands of views, millions of views, hundreds of thousands of likes. Then, that makes me, just initially a bit more motivated to post. But then I start seeing the benefit. More people want to work with me. People are telling me I inspired them. People are just making me feel good. And then that gets tied back to, while I'm posting, I start feeling the future gratification that I'm delaying in the moment. It's an interesting concept, but this is how you truly become the best version of yourself and shift your identity. Now, in every single video, I posted a link in the description below, a Calendly link, so that you can have a call with me one-on-one, and I can actually, help implement this system. Not only this system, but also like for diet plan, workout routine. I get my guys ripped, and I know what I do gets results. So if you want to work with me one-on-one, accomplish your dream physique, become the best ultimate version of yourself, book a call with me in the description below. We'll chop it up. We'll build you a game plan. Don't waste my time. If you're not ready, just wait until you're ready, I guess. Do whatever you got to do, but it's not free therapy. So regardless, I appreciate you guys watching this video. I hope this was valuable. I always like if you guys leave a like and subscribe. That always just helps the algorithm and get this value to other people who are struggling with the same thing. But yeah, that's basically it, guys. I love you. You can follow me on Instagram. I have like 200,000 followers on there. I post I document my day on my stories every single morning. I do 50 push-ups. Today was day 320 to 327. Yeah, 327 out of 1,000. Day 1,000 is going to be 6, so stay tuned for that. But I appreciate the support recently. It's been good. I'm getting a lot of subscribers, and I'm excited for the future. I love you guys. See you on the next one. Peace out.